Vacations right now are a freaking hot topic to me.
I'm not holding our children hostage. I'm not keeping them from going on vacations.
Clearly, the kids are very excited about Tahiti. If you are not okay with this, keep the kids. I will be in Tahiti.
So the kids came home one day and they're like, Dad and his new girlfriend are going on a trip to Scotland. Well, he tried to lie about it. Then he tried to ask me if I could keep them.
Yeah. Turns out I'm not dropping them at the police station if you don't show up.
You know,
Had a rough week, you guys.
I have had a rough week and I'm tired.
I'm Jenny Lynn.
And I'm Jen.
And we're
in high conflict hell.
If you know, you know. But let's make sure you're in the right place. You're in the right place if when you're looking at your vacation schedule and your parenting plan, you're also comparing it to your holiday schedule and your residential schedule, and you're really confused at if you can go on vacation or not.
Are you okay?
No.
You're in the right place if your summer or holiday schedule is being contested.
You're right. You're in the right place if someone's requested vacations from you but are refusing to give you the address of where they're going on vacation. You're in the right place if your vacation allocation, that's a big word.
Vacation allocation.
In your parenting plan is only during summers. So you're not even allowed if something happens, if there's a death, if there's an emergency, and the other person is super high conflict. You can't even rely on that. Yep, you can't even rely on your parenting plan. The other person can just threaten you with contempt and jail time if you go to a funeral.
Take away your passport.
or a graduation or other life event. So wait, are we talking today about vacations and holidays? I mean, vacations and holidays are very closely related.
Yeah.
A lot of people vacation over the holidays.
Right.
So, but vacations right now are a freaking hot topic to me.
Europeans use the word holiday interchangeably. So I have too many freaking European friends. So I do that too.
So popular. How many European friends do you have?
Too many.
More than two?
I have one French friend is one too many, and I have many French friends, and I love them. But my gosh,
that's not what it sounded like.
It's not. It's meant to sound like that. It's meant to sound like that.
Okay. Well, so today we're talking about vacations. Okay. So, do you have vacations accounted for in your parenting plan, Jen?
No, we've just always figured it out.
You have. And you have the kids. The way your parenting plan is set up, you have the kids for 2-week blocks because he has every other weekend, basically.
Right.
So you don't really need to build vacations in unless it so happens that you need to do something while it's like his weekend or his... Yeah, but he has all the holidays in your plan. So
we've always just... His mom wanted to take our kids to Michigan a few years ago for a couple weeks in the summer. I was like,
his mom has come with you on vacations.
Yeah. We've gone on ski trips together. And so I've always just said yes. There's only been one time ever that I said no to taking the kids outside of my time.
Okay,
ever.
Well, wait a second. Because part of their minor modification for the parenting plan they want is your ex-husband is requesting 3 weeks of vacation in the summer. Has he ever even approached you and said, hey, Jen, my peaceful co-parent, I would love to take the kids on vacation this summer for 3 weeks?
No.
And you said, no, go fuck yourself?
Nope, never
But
happened.
now he's filed a whole motion and spent all this money, and there's only 3 minor requests.
And he doesn't even want it.
One's like a little transportation. They want something minor changed about the transportation.
He wants less time with the kids, actually.
The other one is less time with the kids. He doesn't want all the holidays anymore. He wants them to alternate. And the third thing is that he wants 3 weeks of vacation, which he's never once even approached the subject. Not even like asking your permission, but telling you, hey, Jen, this is really important to me. This is important to my relationship with the kids. I think this is what's best for them. Do you agree? He doesn't need to say please and thank you.
No.
He can just say, and that's never even happened.
And I'll add that when his family or anyone else we know requests that, I say yes.
This guy,
I'm sorry, I'm not holding our children hostage. I'm not keeping them from going on vacations. That would be so fun for them. And when they went to Michigan, they had so much fun. They talk about it still all the time.
So fun for them. And we are full-time parents.
Right.
And tell me the truth. Did you enjoy the downtime? The couple weeks?
Hell yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
And the last couple years, I've gone to Spain because my ex has, and we have vacations built into our parenting plan. and it's only during the summer. It's 2 weeks, but there's no provision in there preventing us from backing it up to like our regularly scheduled time.
Right.
Because some people have that provision in there
Right.
that you can't butt it up next to, so you can't have it. It
That's
is
complicated.
It is a complicated
And
work, but once the parents figure it out, apparently it does work very well.
Really?
Is what I've heard. And this was an area of contention when we first started under this parenting plan, because for a while, especially when my kids were young, they'd be gone for 3 weeks, and it was a lot.
Yeah.
Now, not so much. Now it's fine.
They're older.
They're older. So our vacations, you can butt it up next to your regular week. And so in the summer, it works out to just about 3 weeks. You can take the kids if you plan it accordingly. And I've gone to Spain.
Right.
Twice.
Right.
Over the last couple of years. And Portugal.
Yeah.
And with get this, guys, with my friends.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I was in a hotel room.
Ooh.
Swimming in the pool.
Yeah.
Drinking a freaking, what do they have in Spain?
Aperol Spritz.
Drinking an Aperol Spritz at noon.
Yeah.
Eating some seafood in the
7
market.
o'clock
Now
in
I'm
the
making
morning.
myself mad. Anyways, I'm not saying it's a great silver lining, but that
It is.
Aperol Spritz in a freaking seafood buffet in Spain was pretty nice.
Well, I have left to go on an international travel twice. The twins were 2 years old and they were they were weaning, and I was going to go to France
For fun or for work?
for fun. My best friend had a baby. First
Ew.
time I'd ever been away
Yep.
from our oldest.
And you went to Italy and
And
France.
France.
Oh, fun. Did you go to Italy by yourself?
I met someone there, a
Who?
friend of mine.
Oh.
No, that was a different trip. This was just France.
Oh, okay.
Just France. Italy was a different time.
Okay.
Well, then I've gone on 3 trips. Shit.
It's okay. We're going to move on from this subject. Had a rough week, you guys.
I have had a rough week, and I'm tired, and I'm not keeping up with my own words, apparently. My point being, we were able to just like handle things like that. Like vacations and things were not an issue. We would just, yep, I got you. You need to go somewhere for work? You want to go on vacation?
Okay.
No
So,
problem.
and that bit you in the ass come this last summer because he told you he had a work trip and he was lying. He was going on an engagement trip with his, now ex-fiance. Yeah, but this just dawned on me right now.
There's a provision in our parenting plan that states that if he has to be away for work, then I keep the kids on his residential time. No questions asked. Yeah, I'm not allowed to ask questions about it or anything, just that it's in there.
It has to be for work.
Yeah. So he has a calendar that he shared with me because this used to be a point of contention where he would just tell me last minute,
Right.
I'm gone. And I'm like, buddy, you can't do it when you're on the plane. Sorry.
Exactly.
That doesn't work.
You knew before you were on the plane.
So last summer, 2025, summer 2025.
Right before he started all of this
Drama
with the court.
So he had like 6 weeks of a work trip and then a separate 2 weeks of a work trip, followed immediately by a different work trip.
This was this last summer.
But 2025. So now he's going to miss several weekends with the kids and not see them practically for
3
months.
months.
So the kids came home one day and they're like, Dad and his new girlfriend are going on a trip to Scotland. And I was like, oh, that's so fun for them. Do you know? When is he going? So that's when I started putting together that this trip was not actually a work trip. So I went to him and I asked and he was like, no, that's a work trip. I don't have to tell you what it's called. I was like, okay, no problem. The kids just told me, though, that you're going to Scotland.
Because you were interrogating the kids.
Right. And so finally he was like, oh, yeah, that is when I'm going on vacation. I go, okay, great. Who's going to keep the kids? He said, can you? No.
Like, did he pretended like he made a mistake?
Oh, uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh, well, he tried to lie about it. Then I called him out. And then he tried to kind of ask me if I could keep them.
yeah.
No, I've already got plans, actually. I've been planning with my sister for months.
Right.
No,
Right.
turned into this huge thing. So, but he doesn't care about having his kids.
And you're missing all this time with your kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. Things fall through, relationships fall through, things change.
Yeah.
But you're lying to the person you're co-parenting with. I mean, because Jen, I do think that if he just told you he was going, you might not have been happy about it. But the fact that he lied to you first, number one, in the calendar, and then lied to you again when you called him out on it.
Well, trying to trick me.
It's kind of like, but so did he end up going on this engagement trip?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how did you guys work that out?
Well, up until he was literally in the airport. His mom was going to take them for one of the days, and then he didn't have a solution for the rest. Said, I'm happy to provide you childcare. My hourly
What's
rate.
your rate?
Oh, it was very expensive. I'm like a very, very seasoned childcare provider,
Right.
apparently. We agreed on a sum of money.
Well, good. And I'm not
which was half of what I had originally requested.
Oh, that's funny. But realistically, it does cost money to have kids around.
Right.
So it's not like I'm trying to nickel and dime you either. I think this all the time with my kids because my kids are at my house a lot outside of the regular parenting schedule.
Yeah.
And I don't get child support. And that was decided upon for a lot of reasons. And one of them was because the kids spend half the time each place. And I'm never going to tell my kids they can't come to my house. But also, I'm taking them out and I'm taking them shopping and I'm buying them this and I'm paying for that.
Free.
It's free either. So it's kind of like, wait, you don't pay me child support because the kids are at your house half the time. Whether it's by your choice or not by your choice, the kids aren't there.
Right. Well, and I had to cancel a flight and a hotel with less than 24-hour notice. So the money that he paid me to keep our children was not only sad for me to not be able to go spend time with my sister, but also it costs me money. Not everything is not fully refundable all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on with you have a vacation upcoming?
Yeah, but it's not during the summer, so I'm getting in big trouble.
Oh,
They're gonna send me to jail.
Can we go at the same time?
I want to.
Costa Rica, chilling on the beach with the.
I don't know if I want to go to jail in Costa Rica.
Me either, but I want to go to Costa Rica. I will put myself in timeout in another country.
So I've mentioned this before that my mom has a big birthday, a 70th birthday, and very generously she's offered to take us all on a big family trip to Tahiti.
All is not me, not us all.
Right?
By the way.
Yeah, my kids, my boyfriend, me. Sorry, Jen. But we'll bring you back some pants.
Yes, big ones.
Elephant pants.
The size of an elephant.
Right? And so clearly the kids are very excited about this opportunity to go to Tahiti.
Yeah.
We bought tickets for it before the holidays. And so that's when we were all looking at dates and in the living room discussing this. My kids go to their dad's on their regularly scheduled time, and I get this message from my ex-husband. I hear you're planning this trip. I don't see how this is possible. It was over midwinter break, so it was a very specific time.
Not all people that listen here have midwinter break, so you can explain that really quick.
Okay, so it happens in the Seattle public school system. It's a week in usually February.
After President's Day.
It's after President's Day, and the kids just don't have school. And they also have a spring break. So it is
winter break, midwinter break, spring break.
Yeah, it is kind of a lot of breaks back to back. And so in our parenting plan, we have winter break, which is the Christmas holiday, and we have spring break that alternates. But mind you, he has never once taken them for a spring break. And then we have this in-between one, which is called midwinter break in February, that various things have happened during midwinter break since it's not provided for in our parenting plan. Some years I've taken the kids completely.
Yeah.
And some years we've just done the regular schedule, especially as our kids have gotten older. Not all of the calendars line up. They're in different school districts, blah, blah, blah. So this year, all the kids' midwinter break line up. It's also my year for spring break this year. Let me just say that. So I was like, yeah, let's do it over midwinter break. One of my kids can't really miss school. It's really important she's there.
Right.
And so I get this message from him. I respond back and I say, yeah, my mom has offered to take us all to Tahiti for midwinter break.
Except Jen.
I'll give you, I'll give you the details when I have them.
Yeah.
Is what I said. And keep in mind, we're just coming up to the holidays. There is a lot of contention that goes on in my messages and
Stress,
in life.
Fear, anxiety.
Yeah, because the things last year he didn't even pick up the kids on Christmas on his assigned time. He was too hungover.
If you ask my ex-husband, that means that you mutually agreed to keep the kids for Christmas.
Yeah.
By the way.
And so I did consciously choose not to give him the details of this trip until after the holidays had passed. I didn't want this to be used as a tool of negotiation for anything. I could tell by the tone it wasn't going to go well. Right? So sure enough, after the holidays.
You could tell by the person that it wasn't going to go well.
I should be able to tell by the person, but I'm still optimistic for some reason. I know, it's sick. It's
okay.
Sick. I know. So after the holidays, I sent him the details. I give him the flight information, where we're staying. I sent him a screenshot of it. I let him know how to communicate with the kids. So I'll have their phones. So we'll be able to call any of them, whatever.
Because you're going to another country.
We're going to another country.
He should know.
And so he replies back to me and says that if I don't say please and thank you, the answer is no. That was like the first simple reply. So I just don't respond. And he sends me another message. Are you going to ask me nicely? I don't respond. He sends me another message. I'm not sure what you're doing here, but if you don't ask me nicely, you're not going.
No, I'm going.
I was like, that's what I responded. Well, back before the holidays, my initial response to him said, I will give you the details when I have it. Yes, you have the dates right. If you are not okay with this, keep the kids.
Right.
Keep them.
No problem.
I will go on this trip with my family and the kids can stay here and I will be in Tahiti.
No
By
problem.
myself without your kids. I'd love to have my kids there. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great opportunity, but this is not going to be a power play on me.
Right.
If you don't want me to take the kids to Tahiti, it's going to be very expensive on top of it. My mom is paying for a huge chunk of it. She's paying for the ticket. She's paying for the hotel. She's very generous about this. But like, I'll still have to fork over. I'll be buying snacks in the airport.
There's going to be a kid that has a sunburn that
it's
cries.
I'm ordering
There's going to be some
sun shirts, and it's
that
just
someone's crying about.
I am not complaining about what it's going to cost me. It's going to cost me my emotional health. Yes, when I have 3 kids crying over sunburn sitting in the bed between Steve and I.
Yeah.
So whatever. That was my initial response, though, was keep them.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You want them?
You want them?
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Actually,
keep them.
Doesn't seem like it.
And so I responded before the holidays like that. And then after he sent me 3 or 4 messages telling me I need to say please and thank you, I responded again. And I said, if you don't want the kids going on this trip, keep them. And his response back was, I don't know why you just don't ask me nicely. Wait, I'm confused. This is about the kids. This isn't about me, right?
No, you're wrong. That's where you're wrong.
Right.
Sorry
Okay.
to
So
break it to
I
you.
get this message from my ex-husband this week that says, hey, Jenny Lynn, are you going to ask me and get my permission in writing? He's talking about Tahiti. Do you agree that I can have first pick this summer? Which I don't know what he's talking about. I think he's talking about summer vacation because we alternate years. I don't want to, but I'll file an emergency ex parte motion for a restraining order to prevent the children from leaving the country, asking for the surrender of their passports. I'll also file a motion for contempt under RCW 2609160, seeking attorney's fees and court costs. You have until Friday morning before I get back in touch with an attorney and get the ball rolling on this. Thanks. So I respond
Wow.
and I say,
What a joke.
I say, if you don't want the kids going on this trip for their grandmother's birthday, keep them that week. I will be leaving date to date. Let them know by Friday, or I will.
Yeah.
Like, my deadline is Friday. So is yours, bitch.
Right.
Tell them they can't go. In the meantime, I'm concerned that he's gonna withhold this trip from the kids. So I was on the phone.
He has done this many times so that he could use it as a weapon to make the trip more expensive for you by saying yes the day before.
Well, he has, but in those times though, he's also told the kids, no, you can't go.
Right.
And so now I'm concerned. And so I'm on the phone with one of my kids and I give her a heads up, soft. I was like, hey, heads up. You might not be able to go on this trip to Tahiti.
Right.
And now keep in mind, they're at his house. This Friday deadline is looming. And I can imagine she's not little. She's 12. If he
I'd be
tells her,
pissed.
exactly, I don't want all hell to break loose. Believe it or not, I don't. So right after I have this conversation with her, I get another message from my ex-husband. He goes back into a message from 2022 and replies to this message where he's using the kids to communicate to me. And so I send him a message in 2022 because it was about schedule changes. And I say, don't use the kids as messengers. This is really harmful to them.
Right.
They are very upset when they're calling me, telling me you're going to be late or you can't do this pickup. Send me a message.
Yeah.
I am on this message. Like I said, I look at these messages within a few minutes of him sending it to me because these are my kids that are there and they're my priority. Okay.
You can be late to a pickup occasionally and I will go get them.
Right. And so he goes into a message that I sent in 2022 about this and he replies to that message. And he says, why would you use them as a go-between when it comes to making plans for international travel? It's mean, Jenny Lynn. I don't understand why you wouldn't ask me before you even made plans. Wouldn't that be step 1? So instead, you feel like you're entitled to unilaterally change the schedule at will. And when I ask for a simple concession, you make me out to be the bad guy. I don't get why you won't ask, please.
This is all about
Inform me what I'm missing. I'm really at a loss. Now, mind you, he never asked me, hey, can I take spring break? He never says to me, I'm missing 3 days in my residential schedule. Can I grab a weekend instead? Nothing. His whole entire response to me is, you're not asking nice enough. If you don't ask nicely, the answer is no. My response back every time is, keep the kids if you don't want them to go. Like, you don't get to tell me to say please and thank you. You don't get to tell me to smile more.
You threatened me with guns.
You continually. Your last message to me was you're going to file an ex parte hearing and purge the children of their passports. And my response is supposed to be groveling, please, thank you. What am I teaching my kids?
You don't have that kind of a relationship.
No. Am I teaching my kids that when someone threatens you, that your response should be begging and doing what they want in response?
Sir, whatever you say.
Even if it's not reasonable. And this is the sad part, is because my daughter, when she came back from her residential time at his house after all of this, said to me, yeah, Dad's really, really upset at you about this trip to Tahiti.
Yeah.
And I said, I know, I've caught that. And she's like, well, I just don't understand, Mom. Why don't you just ask him nicely? And I looked at her and I said, girl, it wouldn't work. I've told him when we're going. I've told him how to get a hold of you. I've given him all of the information he needs. And if that isn't enough for him, it never will be. No matter what I do, no matter what I say.
It wouldn't have been.
No, I know him. His response back to me would still be, you're a bully, you're
that's
this.
My time.
There's 2
days of my time.
And that's what he does too. If he knows I really want something and I'm asking for it. And so then my other kid comes to me and says to me, Dad says you don't actually care if we go to Tahiti or not. I looked at my kid and I was like, do you believe that? And they're like, well, that's what he keeps saying. And I was like, that is not true. What I have told your father is that he seems very adamantly against this trip. And if he thinks it's not best for you guys to go, then you guys can stay with him that week. That's it. I want you to go. I love you guys. He has all the information he needs about this trip. I am baffled.
Right.
I am baffled.
Right.
But the good news is,
what's the good news,
Jen? I think he's a fan.
I know.
So
too. I was just even thinking, does he use words like unilaterally? Because I've used that a lot when reading emails and text messages, because that's what my ex-husband keeps accusing me of, is making unilateral decisions.
I have not heard him use unilateral. Do we use it here?
Yeah, I've said it many times because my ex-husband has said it a lot in emails and text messages that I've read on the pod.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So
ex parte.
Oh my God.
So we call him ex parte.
My ex-husband instead of ex-husband.
Ex parte.
Ex parte, because he loves to file an ex parte motion. That's his biggest. I'm going to take you ex parte.
That is, so the definition of ex parte really is single-sided.
Yeah, it's a one-sided motion.
And he is, one-sided conflict. You have to be there against your will, but the conflict is consistently him. So I think we should call him ex parte.
Okay, we need a nickname for your ex-husband too.
Oh, I've got some. Let's think on it for a while, but I think I've got some.
We'll get back to it.
Considering he's homeless, and I work with the unhoused population a lot, so it is not meant to be demeaning to any of those people. This is a different kind of homeless, like the kind that just dates people to have a nice house close to his work. So
ex-resident.
Homer. Homer.
Ex-Homer. With an ex-husband.
Homer and ex parte.
Ex-Homer. Oh God.
I wonder what our nicknames are for that.
Yeah, probably bitch and bitchier. Probably like witch and witchier.
Cunt and
cuntier. I can only imagine.
Cunty. I would love to know it.
So do you want to know what my evidence is, Jen? In the fact that we could have a new listener on the pod.
Jenny Lynn, please tell the witches the evidence to support the claim that we have an additional fan,
my ex-husband,
on our podcast, High Conflict Hell. Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
Okay, yesterday, a podcast was released. It was called
Address Unknown, Where the F Are My Kids.
In that podcast, I say, because some of my kids are having a hard time going there.
Some.
And his response is always to them. That's what the court says. in that podcast, I say, wow, you think his answer would be, I love you. And then he freaking writes it.
Enter the clip.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to play the clip. I'm going to
Play
play the clip.
clip.
Play the clip. Play the clip. Okay. He's using the court and the orders as a mechanism to tell the kids, you have to be here. And I'm just saying, I think as dad, as father, I think your answer should be, well, no, you're not going to mom's because I love you and I want you here and I love spending time with you. That
episode was released February 3rd.
And yes, in the night of February 3rd, I got a message that says, I love and miss him when I don't see him here for a week or two.
Never before seen footage. He's
never said that. His answer always to me, this is the court order and the court says this and no, because some of my kids are having a hard time going there.
Some.
And his response is always to them. That's what the court says. My episode, I say, wow, you think his answer would be, I love you. And then he freaking writes it.
He's taking parenting advice from you. Is that because you're the better parent?
You know what's so funny is that when I was talking to my mom about it this morning, and I was like, Mom, he in his message said the exact same thing I said in the podcast yesterday. I was like, he's a fan. And we were both like,
after 5 years,
we were both like, oh my God. I was like, maybe he gets it. Maybe. Yeah, that was my mom's reaction
okay. Too. I thought you were smarter than that, Jenny.
No,
Lynn.
I'm not.
So sorry.
I'm not. And you know what?
No.
Hopefully when you hear this, you realize this too, that if that's your reaction,
right,
you're not alone. This has been 7 years of this shit for me. And that is still my first reaction.
He's not getting it. But if he's beginning to mimic it, that is better behavior than he has had, regardless of his intentions. If he can use that and mimic that behavior and mirror it to his kid so his kid actually feels loved and missed instead of like he's a pawn, that would still be a win.
Well, and at the end of that message, he agreed. He said, yeah, the kids can go on this trip. I was like, what is happening in my world? You know what, Jen? I was just proud of myself for my detective skills because you've gotten all the glory here. And
I know.
I needed that for
glory. Well, sorry, it's because you're not a stalker and harasser.
Not yet.
You had to happen upon the information.
I'm working on
and
it.
Identify.
Right?
I can't. It's also like yesterday in a hearing, daddy lawyer, he was telling the commissioner on the case, and I swear he looked at me in the Zoom camera and goes, high conflict.
He said, these are some high conflict situations.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that was our first bunch of episodes. That was our tagline that we were
high conflict situations
putting up in the front of these are high conflict situations and it's hard to explain, but if you know, you know. And he did. He was like, these are some high conflict situations. And I was like, hey, fan.
Love
that, Daddy. Daddy, if you could go up to the top 3 buttons, if you're listening in the app and follow along, it would really help us newbies out here. We appreciate it. Thanks.
And Daddy has a beautiful smile, but when you're kind of smiling and chuckling while you're belittling me, it says a lot about you.
Daddy was getting on my last nerve yesterday. I was about to put Daddy in a timeout.
Ooh, Daddy.
But I don't think the way that works, if Daddy can put us into timeout, so we can't put
Daddy's trying to put me in timeout for sure.
He wants the nanny, the super nanny, to come in and put you in timeout and to yell at you and tell you you're being a bad mom and you should do this right and this right and this right.
Get on eye level with your children. Now my children are eye level with me almost, so I don't have to bend over anymore. But I used to love
I'm going to bring
show.
back my naughty chair. I do too.
I want a naughty chair.
You have a naughty chair. It's just not the same as the kids' naughty chair.
Oh, we're talking about different things. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Daddy is a nightmare. And I'm sorry, but my ex-husband, Homer, really
ex-Homer, not ex-husband, ex-Homer,
always really wanted me to meet my match because he can't handle me, and not in like an I've been confrontational way. I just have a big personality, and he struggles with that. I think he feels insignificant.
But he doesn't, because his mom has a big personality. He married you. You had a big personality. We know ex-fiance was behind all this crap. Big personality. Mm-hmm. Like, he does need to go to therapy because this is probably some of his childhood trauma coming out. Yeah. And he doesn't function well in those kinds of relationships, is what it seems. I'm like he doesn't. I'm a freaking therapist today. You know why? You know why? Because the ex-girlfriend who we talk about a lot, who he lived with for 3 years, she is not as in your face. She's got a big
personality, but she's very calm.
She is very level-headed. She is Yes.
She's annoyingly level-headed. I know she's listening
and
to this.
that is probably why it didn't work out. She was probably too level-headed for him.
I want her to be off her rocker a little bit. But she is the most stable person that he's ever been with.
She told me that they never even fought.
No.
Her and ex-Homer,
And
they
he-
were, two peas in a pod until basically breakup.
He fights with everybody.
Right?
And it's everybody else's fault.
Right? Well, that's interesting too, because when you look at the dynamic between the two of you, he engages in a lot of the pushback with you, because that's also what happened, right? With with your vacation and him taking the kids to a wedding.
Oh, I have only told him no one time ever to taking the kids outside of his residential time.
And there was another time where him and the ex-girlfriend were on the rocks because he had cheated, and they were going back to a family reunion on the East Coast. And I remember you and I had a conversation about it. And you're like,
I didn't want them to go.
Yeah, you're like, should I let him go on this vacation? And I was like, yeah, let him go. Who
Send
cares?
them.
If it doesn't work out and they're not together long term, they'll have a great time either way.
And that's what I was continuously worried about. They're creating this very special bond with this person, then they're going to go deep in a bond with all of her family. That's not fair to them. And then turns out I was right.
But it's also real life. And I think that's a little bit more realistic now, is that like, yeah, it's not healthy to see dad rotating serious girlfriend after serious girlfriend.
Well, there's another layer to that too. So my kids grew up where we moved all the time. So this is bigger than just like real life.
No, I
for
get
them.
that.
It's like maintaining consistency in a way that they've never seen.
And it's also different when you're meeting school friends and those are coming in and out. When you're living with someone, when they're planning a wedding, that is a very different mental attachment that you are putting on the kids by the way you're talking about this person.
Right.
So now,
fast forward, and this last October, my ex-husband,
Homer,
ex-Homer,
not ex-husband, ex-Homer.
He asked if he could take the kids outside of his residential time. His brother was getting married. I said, yes, just send me all the details first. I'm happy to let them go. I'm not going to give you any details. It's none of your business. Said, I need to know how many days they're going to be out of school, when they're going to be gone, and when they're going to be back.
Yeah.
No.
Refused.
Why won't you tell me how long my children will be gone and how many days of school they are going to miss?
So it's not like he's taking the kids over his already residential time and he's just letting you know, I'll be out of town and I'm not giving you details. Screw you. This is over your time. They're missing school and he's not giving you when they're going to be gone.
And I never said no about that. I'm like, totally. I even said, yes, just tell me when. And so he goes, no. And I said, okay, please just come back to me. I was thinking maybe he was just being like accidentally obtuse. Like maybe he just doesn't have all these details yet.
Oh,
so
and now
I told
look at
him,
you defending.
Well, defending him because he's stupid doesn't really feel like a great defense. But yes. So I softballed to him, send me dates, where you're going to be and where the kids are staying. I just need to know how long they're going to be out of school.
Yeah.
Again, no.
Yeah.
And it blew up into this big fight. So eventually, because he wouldn't provide me a single detail, not even dates, I said, nope.
Yeah, I guess the kids aren't going. If you can't give me dates that you need them.
How can I even say yes or no if I
when
don't
you don't
know
even have the dates?
when?
I know. But it did turn. You know what? Actually, I think he didn't want to take the kids.
Oh, I did him a favor. I should have said yes.
He was going to his brother's wedding, and as soon as you were just like, yeah, give me the details, he could see, here's my
out, and I can blame it on her
because it's expensive.
Well, he wasn't paying.
Who's paying?
Ex-fiance.
Oh, you think? Even to his brother's wedding?
Yeah, she paid for most of this legal battle.
Yeah, but we don't have any evidence. So
I don't care.
We can't just.
I can prove me wrong.
Well, valid.
Prove me wrong. They're claiming
they can just say whatever they want about you without any evidence, right?
We haven't spent a holiday together in 5 years because I'm unstable. When he was my house at my dining room table for Christmas, I can say that I know that ex-fiance was gonna pay for those plane tickets.
I know, and this is sad because as a woman, I just know that if we get
they're gonna use this against you.
If we get anything wrong, the slightest thing, they'll be like, and she's lying about this, and she's lying about that. Whereas
prove it.
On the other side, a man can go up there and blatantly lie and say things like, we haven't had a holiday together in 5 years. When 5 weeks ago, less than 5 weeks ago, you all spent Christmas together. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not fun. So, do you have any other vacation stories you want to tell? I mean, I've got a million vacation stories. This is just what happened this week in hell for me with vacations. But what I will say too is make sure if you're building a parenting planner, if you know someone who is, They
Include it.
think about these things when it comes to vacation. They think about what happens if there's an emergency. They think about backing up vacations to their residential time. There's a few things to think about when it comes to vacations.
Yeah.
If there's a midwinter break at your school, if there's not a midwinter break at school, how are you going to allocate that time?
I can't understand how you said that some people that say that you can't back it up to your weekends like that once they settle into a routine. I'm not wrapping my head around that because I think that backing it up to weekends and allowing that is helpful because I'm the kind of person that shops for the cheapest plane ticket. So I want to have some extra days in there as flexibility and buffer.
People don't like it because especially when kids are little,
It's so long.
It's so long.
Right.
So not only then do they have their vacation time and you're backing it up to a weekend, you could back it up potentially maybe to 2 weekends if the calendar falls right. It just gets a little bit long. And my kids have said to me multiple times that they feel like, because that's the longest chunk out of the year they spend with their dad, and they feel like it's way too long, that they don't like it.
Well, my kids get 2 weeks with their dad over winter break, and he doesn't use it, brings them to my house multiple times. Now he wants them for 3 weeks in the summer.
Well, and usually during the summer, I'll take the kids somewhere and he gives me more time.
Yeah.
Almost always in the summer. He's like, well, if you want to take the kids for an extra week, I know you guys are here or here.
Oh my gosh, how generous of him.
He acts like he's doing me a favor.
Did he ask you please and thank you? To provide childcare for him?
Well, what I should do is send him a bill for it. If you want me to take the kids on your time, my rate is this.
I have a template.
And it's like I said, I'll always take my kids. This is the position the court is putting us in, though, as women, right? They're setting us up to fail. They're setting us up to have the kids the majority of the time anyways because they can't do 50-50 and then not be financially compensated for it and not be able to make it, be drowning in our mortgage, be, hustling myself on a podcast.
Hustle. I was going to say, if my ex-husband chose not to try to talk to me about taking the kids while he went to Scotland for his engagement trip with his now ex-fiance, now his ex-address, if he would have just not picked them up, what would I do? I am forced to then keep the children, which he has done on plenty of occasions, which he is now painting as us mutually agreeing.
Exactly. About holidays.
Keeping them over a holiday.
And that's why the holiday schedule needs to change. Their logic to me is so flawed. I don't follow. It doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, it makes sense to them.
Especially because when the person on the other end is saying,
take them
for the holidays. If you don't want them,
bring them home.
Like I said, I'm not going to have a choice. They'll be here anyways. If you choose not to pick them up for the assigned holiday, yes, that is by default where they're at. Not foster care, my house. Turns out I'm not dropping them at the police station if you don't show up.
And as recently as 5 weeks ago, I said, go ahead and bring them home and you can come if you want to too. That was excessively kind and I will not be doing that again.
Yeah, it just is biting you in. Well, you should for your case.
I would love to have him at my house for any holiday that he would love to come join us. That is his scheduled residential holiday because blessed be.
Well, and I told you this earlier this week because you had a situation happen this week too where he wouldn't tell you where the address was for pickup. And so the kids ended up just spending an extra night at his house. And he didn't even bring the kids to school the next day. I was like, wait, she's the irresponsible parent?
Right.
Like, he had them one extra night in 2 weeks because he refused to tell you where the address was. And he didn't even bring the kids to school.
And claimed that they were sick. And then they were like, Mom, we're not sick. And then today, one of my kids was like, Mom, I don't feel good. I'm sick. I can't go to school. Go to school.
Well, and it was so funny because I know you were pissed off that he didn't bring the kids to school. And my response was,
it's fine.
Let him. Just let him.
Just let them.
Let them. Just let them. When it comes to I
didn't even know where they were.
On a pedestal. When it comes to your kids, just let them. But realistically, he's not doing himself any favors for his case.
No.
So I think we covered vacations pretty well. What do you think?
Does your parenting plan cover vacations?
Yeah, but mine doesn't. Learn from our mistakes.
I've made no mistakes.
Right? Parenting plans that are vague and now you're crazy. No. Okay, so what's not the worst thing that happened to you this week, Jen?
Not the worst thing that happened to me this week was My dog keeps throwing up all over my house, and
Ooh.
it's not the worst thing
No?
that's happened to me. No.
You know that noise that like puts everyone
Yeah.
on edge, sprinting across rooms
Mhm.
with buckets and towels.
100%.
And that's not even the worst thing that happened to you this week.
No. But you know what is irritating? Love that dog. She's really good, but I have
know.
only one room of my house that's carpet in it. I hate carpet. And she keeps going to the edge of the carpeted room. Like, take one more step, go onto the wood.
And laying
one
down
more step.
and being sick.
Yeah, she just keeps puking in this one spot on the
Oh,
carpet. Puke on the
poor
wood so I can just
baby.
wipe it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Ugh.
is really sad, but also I feel worse for myself.
I do feel worse for you too.
Thank you.
Okay.
And you're invited to my pity party.
You know me.
Go ahead. You can tell. What's the not the worst thing that's happened to you this week, Jenny Lynn?
Okay. Not the worst thing that's happened to me this week. I mean, mine's kind of dumb, but
So was mine.
well, it's really bothering me. I used to have earrings like all the way up on both my ears, and I had them for like 20 years. And as of recent, within the last few years, my ears have been having, and even I have 24 karat gold in them, and they've been having a reaction. And even just these earrings that I'm wearing today, I just have like simple gold hoops, and they are bothering me. What happened to my skin in the last 5 years where I had earrings all the way up both ears for 20 years? I
I
want
think
to say
stress
I
is
had
causing
that.
a histamine reaction.
I don't know, but that's freaking frustrating because, you know what? I like to put a fun pair of earrings
Me, yeah.
on, and I like to be able to dress up an outfit with some cute hoops. And
Were all the
I'm so irritated.
Were all the 24 karat earrings, were they gifts?
From my mom. Thanks, Mary
Hey,
Lou.
Mom, did you lie? Are they fake?
No, they're not
I'm just
fake.
kidding. I love her.
My mom has tons. My mom used to work for like a jewelry show, and so she has
Oh.
tons of really nice jewelry.
I love that.
Yeah, and so she's the best. She'll show up at my house, and she'll have something
Oh.
like, yeah,
She's
like
the
gold
sweetest.
hoops or like
I
the
love
ring, or yeah, she always shows up with something that for either me or the girls that is like nice. Ooh, love it.
Nice. My
Yeah.
mom doesn't even call me.
Stop. Okay, Jen, what's this week in hell for you?
Okay, this week in hell, we've talked about my ex-boyfriend a lot, and we're still very close, and it's practically like nothing's changed, but he thinks of me as a very, very strong woman, and he's not wrong. However,
you
if there's
are.
going to be a time to crumble, it's
Now.
now. Not spiral, crumble. Put that in your document.
Yeah, different daddy.
Yeah. So we never argue either. Like, arguing is not something that we do. We don't fight. And we've raised our voices at each other twice in the last couple of weeks on the phone. And it's not even like serious. It's just a little bit elevated. And he was trying to get me out of a slump that I was in by telling me, Jen, you don't need to be having a pity party. And I was like, I am having a fucking pity party and you're not invited anymore. And I hung up. I was sad.
Surprise!
Not a
Not
party.
party.
I was like, who are
How
you?
about he follows it up with, why don't you try calming down?
Oh, he called me
I
back.
hate when someone tells
immediately.
me to calm down during an argument.
He does not do that. This was actually, he's never even said anything like this, but it
He did
really-
call you back
Oh, immediately was like, I'm so sorry. I did not realize how that came out. I was trying to help you realize that you're going to be fine, not tell you not to feel sad. And I was like, you just told me not to feel sad.
Yeah.
And it made it sound like you don't want to hear what I have going on. So you're not invited to my pity party.
That is, very frustrating.
He's been reinvited.
Okay, good.
Well, I don't know if I
No.
want him there.
You know what, though? That's my this week in hell for me, too, is dealing with, I'm going to say men, during these high conflict custody situations is hard.
Yeah.
My emotional capacity is also very large on a regular basis.
Right.
I can handle a lot of people's shit.
Yeah.
And sometimes the thing that puts me over are things with me and Steve.
Yeah.
And mainly because I do hold him to a higher expectation than I would hold random man on the street. And when he misses,
You chose him.
yeah, and when he misses, for me, it's hard.
It's a big miss.
It's and it doesn't even have to be a big miss. It can just even be a little miss, and I'm still like,
What are you doing, buddy?
come on, I need a solidness now that I don't even know if is reasonable, but I do need it.
Yeah.
And that was also my this week and how that was
Yeah.
just in general, relationships aren't easy, and then you throw in all this crap. And
Oh, yeah. We're not doing great right now. That's for sure.
you guys, we're falling apart.
As you can see.
Oh, just kidding. We're not falling apart. We're taking it to the system, one pod at a time. And all of you are here with us. So we're all doing this together. No one's falling apart. No one's crumbling. No one's spiraling.
No one's emotionally volatile.
No, we all have our moments, and you're allowed to have your moment too. And you don't need to smile more. And if you don't feel like saying please and thank you, don't do it. Like, let's just all rein in our expectations of ourselves, because, including you, Jen.
Before we end this, can I just share that on the hearing that I greeted the judge and opposing counsel, and he didn't say hi to me.
Oh, that when you had one of your hearings?
Mm-hmm. He didn't say hi.
He's not polite. You know what?
He should say please and thank you.
He should talk to ex parte, my ex-husband. He would tell him how to be polite.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs some lessons too. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe we'll be in the same class together one day. Law school class, and then you could be a judge on my case. Oh.
Oh,
okay.
Right.
Well, we'll see you next week. See you next Tuesday.
See you over the fence.
See you over the fence.
See you over the fence.
Bye.
Bye.